made the most amount of money out of the window space. And they were very violent individuals.
Vic and Gas run the Lucchese family with an iron fist. Through intimidation and murder, they have subjugated the Bronx and New Jersey factions. Gaspipe has become an expert at manipulating little Vic.
He totally wiped Vic's mind, destroyed Vic's mind. Vic was walking around like Don Corleone in The Godfather in a big black Buick. He had the hat like Al Pacino wears, the long coat. We saw laughing. Me and my son left. He totally was like off his rocker. That's Gaspipe's influence. So he would do whatever Gaspipe wanted.
With Casso calling the shots, the killings now spiral out of control.
I think that there were a lot of people outside of the Lucchese family wondering, what Gaspipe's state of mind was.
Before he leaves Brooklyn, Casso orders Diarco to kill a Bronx captain, Mike Salerno. Bound by the code of obedience to the boss, Diarco meets with one of his enforcers.
I said, I got bad news for you, Joe. I said, well, he says, Mike, he's flipped. He said, you gotta do it right away. Shot him, then cut his throat to make sure he's dead, and then they put him in his own car trunk.
June 5th, 1990. Police respond to reports of a foul smell on Westervelt Avenue, Brooklyn. They find an abandoned car, and in the trunk is the decomposing body of Mike Salerno. No one seems to be safe from Casso's paranoid mind. He continues to turn on his own crew. Bruno Facciola is a captain from the Brooklyn faction. Casso tells Diarco that he believes Bruno is ratting to the feds.
Bruno's stool pitching. Bruno was in the mob 30 years. All of a sudden he's a stool pitcher.
Staying true to the mafia code of obedience, Diarco feels he has to follow orders. He directs his men to lure Bruno to a car garage in Brooklyn.
They had a tackle him, dragged him in there, and he was saying, what was this, something like, hey, I want to see my daughter. Come on, just let me. They just stabbed him, shot him.
The killers leave a canary in his mouth to indicate he sang to the feds. Anthony Gaspipe Casso's bloody campaign against his own men seems endless, but his targets extend beyond the Lucchese family. Ever since the attempt on his life, Casso has been looking for payback on the boss of the Gambino family, John Gotti. After attempts to kill his underboss, Sammy Gravano, fail, Casso decides to use dirty tactics. For years, Casso has kept a dangerous secret from the rest of the family. He has been working hand in hand with two corrupt NYPD cops. Louis Eppolito is a detective in the 63rd Precinct in Brooklyn, a mafia heartland. And Stephen Caracappa is head of the Lucchese section of the NYPD Organized Crime Squad. The cops are perfectly placed to help Casso and have been feeding his paranoia by providing the names of possible enemies. But the cops are prepared to do far more for Casso than just obtain information. He now hires the cops to murder one of Gotti's key men. The target is Eddie Leno.
Eddie Leno was captain of the Gambino family. And again, it went back to Anthony Case's obsession with finding everybody who had to do with his attempted homicide. And in his mind, Eddie Leno was somebody who approved of the hit. So he was going to make sure that he paid for it.
For $65,000 each, the cops accept the job. November 6, 1990, As Eddie Leno drives on the Belt Parkway in Brooklyn, an unmarked police car pulls him over. Caracappa approaches the driver window. The contract is completed. January 9th, 1991, Anthony Casso sneaks back into Brooklyn and summons Al Diarco to a meeting. Diarco's doubts about Casso's state of mind are confirmed. Casso has ordered the deaths of captains in the Bronx, New Jersey, and even his own Brooklyn faction. But his next campaign fills Diarco with horror. Casso tells Diarco that he's worried about the integrity of a top enforcer in the family, Fat Pete Chiodo. The 400-pound hitman is a loyal Brooklyn captain who has carried out many of the murders Casso has ordered.
He wants to kill guys that don't break the rules. See, he's got no bounty. He's like a psychopath.
Diarco does what he can to head off this latest order.
So I'm stalling and stalling and stalling. Making one excuse after the other. Not making it appear like an excuse.
But Diarco knows he can't stall forever. May 8th, 1991. Fat Pete is changing the oil in his car at a service station in Brooklyn. The hit team is convinced they have succeeded and that Pete is dead. But they're wrong. Lucchese family capo Fat Pete Chiodo lies in a hospital with 12 bullet wounds. As he considers his options, Fat Pete makes a fateful decision. He agrees to cooperate with the FBI. It's the break the feds are hoping for.
It was a banner year for the government. When Pete Chiodo became a cooperating witness.
Casso is livid that Diarco's team bungled the hit, and so strips him of his position as acting boss. Now that he is out of favor with the Lucchese leadership, Al Diarco knows he's in serious danger.
He wants me out of the way. See, he had no limits on what he wanted, that's what he wanted. But he had no brakes. Like, he would just kill you for any little whim.
Just a few days after Diarco's demotion, the FBI arrests Vicamuso in a shopping mall in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Casso now takes over as boss of the family. Diarco knows that with Casso in charge, he and his family will never be safe.
All right, everyone, pay attention. We're going to play a little brain game. Now, they say that everything rolls downhill. And yet, how'd I do that? Stick around. I'll show you in a minute.
This is an amazing survival story.
I had been tortured.
My shoulder broken, communicating, it was an instant beat.
I had no idea how painful it would be.
This story should be told to every American.
You can't escape heartwarming stories that never let up.